Hello S2KFTS, my name is Sandy and today I will teach you how to play the London system. The London system is a very simple opening in which you can crush your opponent whether your opponent plays any moves, whether it's this move, this move, this move, this move, this move, literally against any of your opponent's move. So without further ado, I'll start the video. You will start your opponent with d4 and then bishop to f4. And also whatever your opponent plays, you just play this. When you play the d5 variation, after bishop f4, whatever they play, you just don't care. You will play this e3, knight f3, c3. But whenever they play this move, before or after, if they played it at this time interval, like this, if they played it at this time interval, you can just slide it back. So you have to slide it back. If they take, then you'll take with the 8th pawn, and hence your rook is open. You can castle queenside and go on a very aggressive attack. But in this case, if you take, this is very bad for you, because you lose the grip of the e5 square. And also I forgot to mention that the e5 square is the most valuable square in the London system. So we do not want to take this bishop. Instead we want to slide back. Then we will castle, we'll play this move, and then whatever black plays, we'll play this. Then whenever they support this e5 push with queen e7 or rook e8, you just block it the pawn with knight to e3. If they take your knight with knight takes e5, it's actually a blunder because you fork their two pieces, the bishop and the knight. If you take with the bishop, then you'll take with the pawn. They'll retreat to the back square. If the square is available, in some variations they do not even develop the bishop at all. The bishop is here, then they'll do here, the bishop is sometimes here, so your opponents will probably develop it here, then you'll push with f5, but in this case your opponent will go here. But it is actually very bad because it blocks both of the rooks and the pawn controls both of the squares. So yeah, the knight is basically trapped at this point. Then after that, whatever your opponent plays, if they do not capture your knight, then you can create a stone wall type formation, which is very solid. After whatever your opponent plays, use a castle, and if they take with the f pawn in this case, it is much more stronger and opens up the file for your rook. And also in this scenario also, it is the same scenario. Same scenario. But what if your opponent does not even make any of those moves that I previously mentioned? What if they don't play e6 at all? What if they develop the bishop? Then you'll just attack it and then they will trade it off and yada, this. You already know this. Also, I forgot to mention that you need to castle queenside in this variation. Since there is no light square bishop, I like to play aggressively, very aggressive. And aggressive means both confusion on both sides, which means high chance of blunders. Not for you, but for your opponent. Your opponent will be so confused. Like, why did he play that move? Why did he play this move? Yada. And hence, your opponent will make blunders because confusion equals blunder. If you're confused, your opponent might also be confused. So the main plan here is to attack on the king side with the 8th pawn. And then still, if they attack your knight with this move, it is actually a bad move since the king has no protectors at all. It is very vulnerable. You can still support with a stone wall formation, but after that you can push the h pawn to the king side and hence cause a huge headache for them. But what if they play this and pin my knight? Then you'll also pin their knight. This is because when they pin your knight, your knight lost the control of this e5 square. But you also pin the knight, so their knight also loses control of this e5 square. Hence making it equal. Then after some random move, you'll play h3. If they take, you'll take back with the queen and this. Then you'll play c4. If your opponent takes, which is a blunder, you'll take the pawn, they'll block and you'll just take it back. Hence you're trading off. But if you block with the queen, that's just an obvious blunder, because it's take the rook for free. But place on the right. So your opponent will not do this and hence just develop the bishop. You will then trade off the piece, they will undouble their pawns and develop your knight. They will trade their bishops, and then they'll castle. You'll put your rook to c1 because you want to expand on the queen side in this variation. Then they'll do something random, you'll castle, and then they'll try to support this e5 push, but you already have a push in mind, the e4 push, causing a pawn break. And after this you can play very tactically and just use your prefrontal cortex to win the game. But what if your opponent does not make any of these moves I previously mentioned? What if they play knight to f6 and try to play a king's Indian setup? Then you'll play these moves. You'll play knight to c3 in this variation and then play e4. Since your opponent is not attacking the center, you just go for center immediately. Then you'll play queen d2, putting immense pressure on that square. And also if the castle is a huge mistake from them, since you'll attack on them and castle queen side, and then launch your bishop here. If they launch your bishop, and then after some random move of theirs, you'll do this move. If they take, then you take with the queen. If they don't take, then you'll just take. Then you'll develop this, since this is hanging. It has more protections now. Then this. And since the rooks are connected, you can just go for an all-out attack, If you're very aggressive, you can just go for an all-out attack with h pawns and g pawns. Your opponent will go and attack on the queen side, while you will go attack on the king side. And if they play this move, it's a huge mistake, since you lock up the opposition. And the main point of e5 is to do a king side attack. But in this position, we castle queen side. So it's actually kind of funny. They want to attack our strong pieces instead of going for a king. They're literally defending the queen with like a they're literally protecting the king with a little sail that is bought from Walmart. But if they don't do this, they play c5, then you'll still lock up the position. They will probably go on the queen side attack while you go and the king side attack. It's an unbalanced game. You also need to look out for your opponents, queen side attacking plans, and then execute your mission your ultimate mission in order to send your opponent to Shadow Realm. So that is the whole tutorial for the opening. Next video I will cover some more variations of this opening in which you can use it to the higher levels. For now this is only for the lower elo opponents, but in the next video I will discuss how to play the London system like an actual grandmaster. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.